Hey everybody, it's Christian with Real Life Homeschooling, and I'm just going to make this video. There's going to be lots of sounds in the background. School bus just went by, we got kids playing. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the post that we've done this week, and I'm so glad that those of you who have joined our group have joined, and I hope you'll invite your friends, those who are already homeschooling, or those that are thinking about homeschooling, or those that are just interested in homeschooling, and just to know a little bit more about it. So the 3 myths we talked about this week, we talked about socialization. Socialization, once again, I think there's different ideas of socialization. In my opinion, a lot of times I do think it's more about, where your kids know how to act out in public with other people. And honestly, like I said before, I think when you're homeschooled, I think it actually gives you a little push in the right direction and a little bit of a head start in the real world, because you're living in the real world. When my kids are with me, we're out buying groceries, we're paying bills, we're doing everyday stuff. And when we're doing school, we're doing school in a real world, in a real environment. And once again, not knocking public schools, not knocking private schools. My children have been in public school before, and I think there's some great teachers that try their very best. But I feel like in school, we really don't create an atmosphere of real life learning. And I don't think that can be helped, really. I don't think it's the teacher's fault. I think that's just the way it is. So as far as socialization, I don't think it's a problem. I think if you want your kids in baseball, softball, dance, my kids have always been involved with, my 2 older kids were actually involved in anything you can imagine. I mean, from cheerleading to dance all of their life, to softball, basketball, everything. My 2 younger ones, to be completely honest, I've purposefully backed off some stuff. I think the older we get, the more we realize those things are important to a degree, but not as important as I once thought, and even more so with this quarantine and the way things are going right now. It's one of those things that I'm not stressing over it. My kids want to be involved in stuff, we'll do it, we'll try it, but so homeschooling is not going to prevent you from doing that, I guess I should say. If you want to be involved in everything that there is to be involved in, you have that freedom to do that. And as far as like homeschool or field trips, those type of things, that's once again completely on you. If you want to fill your day every day with field trips, every week, however you want to do it, you're in control. So there's nothing that can stop you from having as many field trips and outings and socialization as much as or little as you want. So then myth number 2 was about college. And I shared with you that my oldest daughter, she went to college, simply went, took a GED, and they had told her, informed her that if she scored a certain score, that she would have to, be in remedial. She aced that. Her scores were high enough. She went straight into college classes. And if you'll look, and I gave you the links to some different colleges, I know for Georgia, for instance, if you go to University of Georgia's web page, there's actually an area just for homeschoolers. And so it tells you what you need in order, if you're a homeschooler and you want to apply, this is what we need from you. So there's nothing that prevents a homeschooler from applying and going to whatever college they would want to go to. Like any school, they're going to be looking at your grades and if you fit with their school. And like I said with my second daughter, Carson, she was an artist and dancer, and so college was not something she was really interested in. So her time was spent, focusing on school. I'm trying to move away. Kenna is singing, and she gets a little loud. So that was the second myth, and I hope that we kind of blew that myth and that you feel comfortable, knowing that whatever college your homeschooler wants to go to, it is a possibility. The third myth is curriculum, which brings us to today. Curriculum can be expensive, especially if you look at a lot of the bigger name. And when I say that, I mean like Sunlight. There's several big, I keep wanting to say Alpha Omega, but that's not the one I'm trying to think of. There's Sunlight, Abeka. Lots of different names that are familiar to a lot of people, and those are great. I'm not going to say that they're not great. We did Sunlight one year, and it's a lot of reading, and my student at that age, or my child at that age, just was not a fit for her, and it was very expensive. But over the years, I have figured out, that those companies are there. A lot of those offer videos. Some of them even offer like online, online classes, and we've done that too. It didn't work for us. Online learning is different than sitting at the table and learning, and that just tends to be what works best for us. But it's offered because every kid's different. But some of those, Abeka, Sunlight, some of those, you are going to get into some, expensive classes and expensive curriculum. But you don't have to do it that way. I guess that's my point is you can get a complete year of curriculum pretty reasonable. And I'm going to link several resources that I've used. This year in particular, I used Rainbow Resource. There's a christianbook.com. But I'm going to link all that I can think of, so you can go, you can check them out, you can request. Most of these places will give you send you a free catalog so you can look at it. So there's a way to do it. I ordered curriculum for Kenna and Cole, and I did that for under $300 for the year. Now we may go pick up a few things to supplement, like if I see that somebody needs a little bit of extra help with something, we might go and purchase something. And you go to the Dollar Tree, Walmart, different places. You can find little workbooks to supplement, or just get online. Go online and pull up free. Free if you're looking for math. Third grade math, pull up free third grade math resources, and you'll be surprised at what you'll find. If you could, if $50 was all that you could spend to start out, go to the Dollar Tree, go places. You don't have to start out with a full year's worth of work. Do it month at a time if you need to. Don't think you've got to have your whole year planned out as soon as you get started, because you may be in the position where this is new and you're wanting to start this, try it, and if it doesn't work, you have the ability to put your children back in school. There's nowhere that says once I take my kids out that I have to keep them in. But with that said, give yourself a fair try. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy the full year curriculum. Buy it as you go. Make sure what you're going to buy works. That's another reason why I would I don't want to discourage anyone from going to buy, a full year's worth of work from anywhere, but you don't know for sure if that's going to work for your child. So just, kind of beware of that. I'm going to go back over here if Kenna's not singing. I don't think she is, so maybe you can hear me. And I've already done one video on our curriculum, and I was just going to kind of give you a little look at what we're doing. And so far, everything seems to be working really good. Okay. All right, so here is our curriculum that we're using this year. And I've just sort of thrown it all out here. We have our language, and with our language, it includes our spelling, vocabulary, grammar, reading, penmanship, creative writing, higher order thinking skills. So we're using that, and I'm using that for both of them. I'm just, like I've said before in my other videos, my expectation is just different for Cole than it is for Kenna. Kenna, we were pretty, going by, and I expect from her what the book would expect from her. Cole, I, just sort of, I expect something different from him because he's in first grade where she's in third. So, but it works for both. Math is Alpha Omega, Horizons. Alpha Omega has several different ways of learning, different curriculum. We have the Horizons, which is a spiral learning. There's the Life Packs, which we use for years, which is everything in a box type learning, which is great, especially if you're starting out. But we're math for Kenna and math for Cole. And this is, once again, I wasn't sure if Cole would like this way of learning. So I only bought him book 1. So far it's working well, so I will probably go back and buy book 2. Kenna, I knew it worked because we used it last year, so I went ahead and bought the complete set for her. So we've got the teacher's guide, book 1, book 2. All right, so handwriting also includes our Bible. So that whatever verse she's working on that week, that's the verse we'll work on in Bible. Then we have our history. We're doing this. This is probably absolutely been one of my favorite things that we've started. It's very short stories divided up into units. At the end of each unit, you have questions and things to do based on what you've just read. This, to me, has been a very, very good buy, and once again, works for both of them. Really enjoying that. Science, and we do history every day. We do handwriting every day. We do language every day. We do math every day, and Bible every day. History or science, we do this once or twice a week. And I like it. We've not really gotten far enough into it to really tell if it would be something I would purchase again for next year. But so far, it's worked good. What we've done, they've enjoyed. And then I just picked up this little book, also 180 Days Geography. We're not doing this every day, maybe once a week. And along with that, we're doing beginning map skills. So far, that's what we're doing. Like I said, we do have some supplementary type things that I might, throw in there if someone's needing extra help with a certain subject or a certain skill. But that's what we're doing. All of this came from Rainbow Resource. I'll leave a link for that. I'll leave a link for Christian Book, and I'll leave a link for all the other curriculum choices that I talked about. Look at them, request a catalog. Just remember, you don't have to jump in. I would not even suggest jumping in and buying everything for the entire year. Try a few things, make sure that it's going to work. If you see that you need more of a whole curriculum set, then you might then look at Abeka, you might then look at Sunlight, you might look at Life Pack. And starting out, honestly, I would probably go with Life Packs. That would be your least expensive way to get a full curriculum in a box where you're really not having to piece together things. But you don't have to. You don't have to do it that way. If you have $50 to spend on each child, I promise you, let me know. I will help you get your curriculum together, and we will do it for that price. There's a way to do it. If you want to homeschool, do not let price determine whether you do it or not, because I promise you there's a way to do it. Okay, well, and next week I'm planning on sharing things about schedules. By no means am I an expert at this at all. I change my schedule all the time, but to try to get your housework, your schoolwork, playtime, and all those things into one day is really tough. But I have a few things that I think I can share with you that might help. And if there's anything that you're interested in knowing about or learning about or have a question about or think you could help everybody else with, please comment, let us know. That's the point of this group, is so that we can help each other and encourage each other.